Welcome to another segment of Fishing Adventures Florida with Captain George, myself, and of course we got Kirk Hill, Marketing Manager for JL Marine. Also, as everybody knows him, Power Pole and the Move Trolling Motor. And Kirk, we want to thank you for being here with us today. And you're going to educate us on all the new stuff that you guys have put out in the last year. And we really want to thank you. So let's go with it.
Awesome. Thank you for the introduction.
We want to start first with the newest stuff, which is Kurt, you got something new that's with Power Pole.
Yep,
that
our
makes you
anchors.
different. Your new anchors, the new system. The old system is still available, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you have a choice whether you want to go with the old system or the new system. Explain a little bit about the new system, then we want to show it to everybody so they get an idea of what we're talking about and the
Sounds
advantages.
Good. Sounds good. Yeah, we can definitely do that. So the old system, we'll start there because that's what everybody's familiar with, is two individual pumps.
Right.
And it run one for your port side, one for your starboard side anchors. Now, we've actually developed a single pump that runs both. So it's dual blades with one pump, and the name of the pump is One.
So for you guys then, or for the customers looking into it, what is the advantage of having the single pump versus two?
So it's the same size as an individual pump that runs a single anchor,
Okay.
but it runs both. So for your rigging area, if you're limited on space,
Right.
that's the major big advantage of the one pump.
Right,
I'm
right.
going with that.
Sure.
It's
And
a
some of
space
these
saver.
boats, I mean, you got a tight area to
Mine.
work on. You know, some boats, this boat makes it pretty easy. But
Right.
I've seen some boats where you got almost
Yeah.
just barely get your hands in there to
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
the pump in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the
When you're-
big advantage.
When you're talking about, lightweight skiffs and things, on saltwater side when you're
Right.
fishing the flats, it's also a weight saver. You're taking out an entire pump out of the system. So
Right.
that
The weight
7
of
to
the
10
oil,
pounds,
yeah, the weight of the oil,
Yep.
the weight of
Pump.
the unit.
Yep.
7 to 10 pounds that you're taking out of the boat, and then also the space savings with only having the one pump.
Now the thing I really like about the new single pump is the little gizmo you got on there now that the other one doesn't have. Tell them about that.
So what it has is a manual release valve. It's something we never had before. We've always had built-in release valves that you have to put a lot of force into the anchor and actually
To manually.
to manually release them to get them up if they get stuck in the mud or something like that. There's a little knob on the pump now in between the two hydraulic lines, that one for port, one for starboard. You twist it, pop it up, and that basically puts it into an override and lets the fluid go back into the pump reservoir. It doesn't put it outside of the
Right.
pump or anything
It's,
like
it's
that.
releasing the pressure.
Yep.
All right, now we're moving on. We're going to talk to Kurt about the new Move trolling motor they just came out with. It's really a special trolling motor. Very high bar set here with this thing. I'm going to let Kurt take over and
yeah,
explain
because
it to us.
this is really
High tech.
high tech, the best in the market.
Yeah, we went for all the top of the line parts and pieces
Right.
that we could when developing this trolling motor. We didn't want to cut any corners and
Right.
skip anything. They're all built for saltwater.
Right.
So no matter what deployment method you get, they're all built for saltwater. So that's one thing that's unique about ours
Right.
that nobody else does.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about, well, I'm going to buy a freshwater one. Now,
Nope.
if it's for saltwater, then you know freshwater is not even
Right.
a thought about
Right.
it.
So if you like the deployment method with the pull string, that's our ZR model, you can put that on your flat skiff if that's what you prefer.
Right.
And have it that way.
All right, Kurt, we're putting it in your hands. Start teaching us about the Move trolling motor.
All right, this is the PV. So this is what you typically see on your bay boats and saltwater boats,
Right.
or even your northern walleye boats and those kind of deep V holes.
Right.
The first unique thing that you're going to notice or realize is that the deployment of the PV is a little unique in that it'll actually jump up to you. So when you step on this, you're going to want to give it a little pressure and let it jump up to your hand. Now, once you
okay.
practice
Okay.
that a little
Yeah.
bit,
So
you'll
ha-
get the hang of it.
Have your hand in its path and ready.
Correct. And then it drops in and it automatically will
Lock.
put itself forward for you.
Okay.
The remote is very unique in the fact that it's very simple. Without having a bunch of stuff, it fits very comfortably in your hand and
compact.
you can reach all of the buttons very easily with your thumb. So you've got your prop on, prop off, your left and right steer, speed up, speed down. This is your anchor mode button, and what's unique is you see that it's orange. You also have these orange dots that go around the remote. Those orange dots are a jog feature. The jog is for 5-foot increments. So if you hit it twice, you're moving that way 10 feet.
Gotcha.
All right. And then this is your navigational mode. So we have vector and compass mode. Compass is just point in that line, go in that line. Vector actually will put a GPS line in the path, and it'll fight the wind or current and keep you on that path.
Nice.
So a couple of unique things there. Have a display built onto our remote. We have a display built into the base of the unit. The display is showing you your thrust rating, and then all of the lights down the side, starting from the top, which is lit up blue, means that we have GPS right now.
Okay.
The next one down is your prop on. So if I turn the prop on, you can see that that one actually turns green, and we are in motion now. The next one is the two other modes that I showed you on the remote. So your navigation mode, if that's activated, the light will come on for that. And if you're in anchor mode, the light will come on.
So you know exactly what it's doing at all times,
All the time.
basically.
Correct.
All you gotta do
Based
is make
on
sure
those
you
lights.
study it,
Yeah.
so you know what the lights mean.
And those same bottom three lights, except for the GPS, are also displayed here on the head.
Okay.
So you can always tell either from the
From
head
a distance, you could see
or
it.
from the base. Yeah.
Nice.
So there's actually two brushless motors in our unit.
Okay.
You have the propulsion motor, which is the one down at the bottom, which we'll get into. But you also have the steering motor, which is a brushless motor.
Okay.
And it's paired up with a planetary gearbox. So what that planetary gearbox does for you is it gives you, paired with that brushless motor, it gives you that very, very quiet and smooth operation. I can get as close as I can with this mic, and you're still not hearing anything.
Right. And then the same goes for the actual propulsion motor. Because it's brushless, you don't have the noise of a traditional trolling motor anymore.
Correct.
So when you're trying to sneak up on that school of redfish that's real spooky, you have an advantage over your other brands that are out there that don't have brushless.
Correct. Yeah, and like you said, very quiet and very powerful, being a brushless motor.
Right.
It is a quick release collar, so you just flip this arm open, and then it'll slide up and down the shaft.
Now,
Close it back down where you want it in place. So one other unique feature about the Move Trolling motor is it never allows you to get your cord tangled up. So if you go too far to one side, it'll automatically hit and spin it back around and allow you to start turning the opposite direction so that you can continue in your turn. There's also a lot of features in the app that I haven't talked about, a lot of settings and things that you're gonna want to alter to best fit your need. So some of those are like, when I turn it on, there's a ramp up speed. So as it gets in gear and starts going forward.
How fast you want it to jolt you, basically.
Yes. Do you want it instant, or do you want to give it a little bit of time to build up to that top speed that you're wanting to go?
And for me, that would work out a lot because you don't want to launch your customers.
yeah.
Yeah. No, you definitely don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring it up.
Now, how high does that number go up to?
So this number goes all the way up to 20, and that's going to be our top speed.
Okay.
Now
And this is a heavy boat.
This is a 24-foot Skeeter, and it's not a lightweight boat. It's got a 300 Yamaha in the back, and man, we're moving
We're cruising already.
with
Yeah.
4 people on the boat.
4 people on the boat, and the Yamaha's down, so we have the resistance
Drag,
of the motor
right. We
dragging
don't have it
too.
tilted. Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't have it tilted up.
So,
high.
and look at the speed that we're getting out of this thing.
So the other thing that I forgot to mention, with the remote, you have these arrows here.
Yeah, what does that mean?
So these are reverse. So you can literally put it in reverse, and the actual propeller spins the opposite direction.
Oh, really? See, that one I didn't figure out.
Yep.
No.
So you can see we're kind of pushing back the other way now.
Right.
And then you click it again, it goes back into forward.
All
And
right.
You'll hear the motor here just in a second.
No more
Now it's
turning.
ramping back up to get
No
it
more
back up.
turning your motor all the way around.
around.
You don't have to turn it all the way around.
Wow,
So if it gets weeds in it, which it's
Right.
pretty weedless as it is out
Right.
of the box. Before we get out of here, let's bring it up one more time.
Yep,
Make sure
yep.
you turn off the prop. Kick it down, get comfortable.
There you go.
Can't be any easier than that.
Well, I think today you learned a lot. We learned a lot.
Thanks a lot, bud.
We want to thank
you.
Kirk Hill, marketing manager for JL Marine, PowerPole, and The Move, and everything else that they make. And you never know what else they're going to come out with. But
Well, when they get a chance, check out the charge.
that's right.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
right. Take a look at their charge system. That's another great system. So again, thank you. Stay tuned because now comes some fishing time.
Have a good one. Thanks.